There was a guy named Blair Clark. Blair Clark had been the second string correspondent in Paris, and had been a friend of mine when we were living in Paris. He had also been with Jack Kennedy, and we knew about Jackie's plans to do a tour of the White House, and we wanted to do it.
Well, she had wanted to do a book originally or something like that? It wasn't conceived of for television initially, right?
No, she wanted a lovely picture book.
A picture book.
Yes.
Okay.
But the president wanted her on camera, and I got picked. I don't remember why. Oh yeah, well Blair picked me to do it. I went down and saw her, and we did do, in one day we did the whole tour of the White House. That's one day shooting.
She was very prepared for.
Yes, she was, and so were we. I had a team that we knew what she was going to talk about, and we had a system worked out. And of course, Collingwood was the correspondent. And we had she was a brilliant woman. I wrote a script of what the questions might be, but she was so far ahead of me that she didn't need it. And we did the whole thing in one day. Frank Schaffner was the director, and Schaffner became a great Hollywood director.
Had you worked out with the White House what was going to happen that day? Or?
Yeah, we told them what was happening, and we'd bring the cameras in, and how we were going to shoot, and so on, and locked off the visitors for the day, and then waited for her. And I'd prepared all these things if it was just going to be an interview, but she was so brilliant, that was not what's going to happen. Well, she had a press secretary named Pamela Tourneur, and I worked through her, and Jackie knew what was going to happen. So we were ready for it. We had studied every artifact that she might discuss, and she had too. She was wonderfully prepared. And we just started shooting.
Wasn't there a story of you had 3 scripts with 3 colors?
Yeah.
You'd sent over?
Yeah. One script was if she was just going to be interviewed. The next is if she was going to show us some pictures. And the third was if she was actually going to do a tour, But she threw my script away. She was ready. She was a brilliant woman.
And so you didn't rehearse with her beforehand?
No, but we'd sort of block it out as we got the cameras in. She would say what she was going to talk about. So it was all shot with remote cameras.
But again, all in one day, so you didn't
all
have
in one day, and then I'll never forget this thing. The editors were wonderful, and they decided that they could throw something together that night. They could throw something together that night and show. And the Kennedys had invited somebody for dinner. There was a moment when we were playing back something, and Jack Kennedy's arm was around Jackie. And that was a moment of love. That was affection, Whatever else happened, that was affection.
And you were in the room for the screening with
right behind them.
Just them? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right behind them.
What did they think of it when they saw it?
Well, they liked it, but they didn't see what was going to happen. And anyway, it was an enormous success, of course. And then I wrote a book about it, which is back there. And Jackie was she bought a few hundred copies of the book and was passing it out, which flattered me very much.